Hey, hot doggers. So I'm here at the laundromat, and I wanted to go over the psychology of a customer, right? Because a lot of people miss that when they start a business. They start a business based on their own needs, their own expectations, what they would want. Most people don't think about the customer or the people that come into their stores. And this being a 24-hour store, there's a lot of things that I had to take into consideration that I didn't think about before when I first got into this store. So everything from the lighting, the security system, everything in this store is designed. The signage, everything in this store is designed to affect the way the customers feel and think when they come into the store. So I wanted to go over that here, kind of hopefully give you guys something to think about when you're designing or opening your own stores. So let's get into it.
Aside from my soul, there goes a sight, there goes a sight. Now there goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight from my soul. There goes a sight, there goes a sight. There goes a sight from my soul. I think a falling angel just walked by. I think a falling angel just walked by. I think a falling angel just walked by.
So let's start with the lighting. The lighting in this store is all LED. I've replaced, and you can see, let's see, right there's a clear panel, no light in it. Back here, there's a clear panel with no light in it. There's several of those. There's actually 20 of those randomly placed throughout the store. That's the original fluorescent lighting. It's got the yellowish tint to it. It's just not really bright. So I replaced all of that light. I didn't replace it, actually. It's all still in the ceiling. I just turned the breakers off to the building lights, and I added my own LED fixtures separately. And these are all LED lights that I have in here. They're all LED tubes. They're 5000K. When you talk about temperature of a light, it goes from cold to warm. There's a bunch of studies that show that 5000K, which is daylight, technically daylight temperature, it's supposed to mimic daylight. It's brighter, and it actually affects it has an effect on people. That particular brightness has a specific effect on people. It's a brighter light. It's whiter, sometimes bluish even. And there's studies that show that it actually increases. There's studies that show that it actually increases a certain chemical. That particular brightness increases the production of a certain chemical within the human body that produces happiness, I guess. It produces contentness. So when I went with lighting, when I chose lighting, I chose that specific 5000K temperature because I wanted it to be bright, obviously, to be bright enough to light up the store. And I also wanted it to have that effect on the customers to make them feel happy, to make them feel safe when they're here. So that's why I chose the specific lighting that I did. And obviously I chose LED lighting because you can't really beat LED lighting. It's extremely efficient, uses next to no power almost. So, LED 5000K lights in the ceiling. And as you can see, lights up the entire place. And I'm gonna try to see if I can find a before picture, so you can see what the factory or what the lights, the building lights look like. And I'm gonna insert it right here so you can see if I find it. If not, sorry. But it's definitely a huge difference. It's literally night and day difference from the building lights to the LED 5000K lights that I put in. So I also have the lights separated into 2 strings of lights, and I'll show you that here. Let's see. Alexa, turn off the front lights.
Okay.
So you can see that the front of the store, the lights just turned off. Alexa, turn on the front lights.
Okay.
And then it's also got the back lights. So Alexa, turn off the back lights.
Okay.
You see the back of the store is darker. I did this for a specific purpose, and you can see the front of the store is still lit up. So that way from the outside it still looks open. From a customer's perspective, when they drive up, they want to see a store that looks open. So that's why I separated the light strings so there's the front light, so that the front lights, or so that the back lights can turn off when my cameras detect no motion for a specific amount of time. My back lights will turn off automatically, and this goes into my Alexa system. If you haven't seen the Alexa system, I've got 2 videos. I'll link them in the description below. I've got 2 videos that I did on the Alexa system and how it works. So you can go back and watch those on the automation of the lighting and all of that. But from the psychology of a customer perspective, Alexa, turn on the back, or wait, actually, Alexa, turn off the back lights.
Okay.
So when a customer comes in, I might have to do that again. So when a customer comes in, they see this. If there's nobody in the store, say overnight, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, nobody in the store, customer's gonna see this. The store still looks open. It just has the back lights turned off, right? So from the perspective of the psychology of a customer, when the customer walks in, they're gonna see the back lights turn on. When my cameras detect them walking in, they detect motion, that automatically kicks on the back lights. From the psychology of a customer or anybody who walks in, it makes them feel like somebody's watching. It makes them feel like somebody's here and somebody's watching them. From a customer perspective, that makes them feel safe. It makes them feel like somebody's watching them. It makes them feel like they don't have anything to worry about because somebody's watching them. From the perspective of somebody who shouldn't be here, you're looking at, they're going to walk in, they're going to see the lights turn on, and typically they get that same feeling. They get the same feeling that they're being watched. They don't like that. If they're not here to do laundry, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to like the idea of being watched. And so more often than not, they turn around and leave. Or they'll go to the bathroom and then they'll leave. So that's why I set the lights up the way that I did. That's how it affects the way that the customer thinks and feels, or the people that come in here. It affects how they think and feel when they come in. And that's just the ceiling lights. So let's talk about the cameras and why I chose the cameras that I chose and how I have them set up. So here we are in front of the store. You can see the back lights, the back half of the store, the ceiling lights are turned off. And nobody in the store. So from the psychology of the customer, they're going to see that the front lights are still on. They're going to see the open sign. And so they're going to come in, right? So let me switch the camera around here. And I'll show you how my camera system works. Now you'll see, as soon as I walk in, you see that back light kicked on, the back camera light kicked on, as well as this camera light typically would kick on. You see that back camera light kicked on. That sends a visual cue, just as you saw the ceiling lights kick on. It's like a visual cue for the customers or people who walk in here. That serves as a visual cue to them psychologically. It makes them feel like, it makes them think that somebody's watching them. And it's a visual cue, and that's important because people operate off of what they see, what they hear, what they feel. So by having those specific lights with the spotlight built in, when they detect motion, that spotlight comes on, the customer sees that spotlight, and then the ceiling lights kick on. It's a visual cue to that customer or the person that's coming in, be they a customer or not. It serves as a visual cue that says, hey, somebody's watching, somebody sees me, somebody knows what I'm doing. It's an important thing to reinforce when you're operating a 24-hour store, that you don't have anybody here overnight. So by reinforcing that, again, somebody comes in here and they're not here to do laundry. They're going to walk in, they're going to see that, they're going to see the lights kick on, they're going to see that camera light kick on, and it makes them uncomfortable. It makes them feel like they're being watched, which in 9 times out of 10, they're going to leave. It's going to make them want to leave. So that is why I chose those specific cameras. I've got one in the front, one in the back. You can see the front one just kicked on because I'm here. And the back one just kicked on. So you can see I've got one in the front, I've got one in the back. So when they walk in, they're flooded with light. And like I said, it serves as a visual cue to let them know you're being watched. And customers enjoy that feeling. Customers like feeling that way. They like to know that they're being watched. They like to know that they're safe when they're here in the laundromat. And that's what those visual cues make them feel. So let's get on to the signage. Signage is another big one for me. So let's talk about signage. So back out here at the front, it's imperative for me, it's imperative for the customer or everybody who comes in here. I want them to know that this place is being watched 24 hours a day. To me, that's imperative. That there's no compromising on that. Some people say you don't want signage, you don't want a bunch of signs because it makes your place look gaudy and blah, 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 blah. I agree to a certain extent. It depends on the signage, it depends on what's on the signage, how the signage looks. You don't want a bunch of handwritten, hand-drawn signs on a piece of paper taped up to your windows. That does look tacky. I didn't go that route. I went the route of ordering signs off of Amazon. I got several of these, and this is just on the front door. So I've got those, and on the door itself, I've got the protected by ring sticker. So anybody who comes in here, before you even come in here, you're gonna see these. When you come in, I've got more of those signs strategically placed around the laundromat, mostly in places where theft or vandalism are most likely to happen. Obviously, vending machines are a big one. The ATM is a big one. The change machine is a big one. Hence the reason that sign is right there. You come over here, and I've got another one there, and I've got another one down here. And these are kind of secondary. Obviously, if somebody's feeling froggy and they want to spend 20-30 minutes trying to drill through these machines, they're going to see these signs, and it's more or less going to be deterrence, to deter that kind of activity or that kind of thought process. So signage is another one for me, as well. And you'll see here, I've also got the ring sticker here on the window next to the office. Got another one on the door, and I've got them on the actual vending machines. So I've pretty much covered anything that could potentially, I guess, entice somebody to do something they shouldn't be doing in here. There's going to be a reminder to them that they are being watched. Again, that affects their psychology, you know, that how they think, how they feel. The signage is a big part of that. They read these signs, it makes them feel uncomfortable. Coupled with the lighting, the effect of the lighting, how that affects them, makes them feel. It's a double down on deterrence. Is basically what it is. It's a double down on deterrence. So signage is another big one. Now, also, because I have the Alexa system set up the way that I do, the Alexa system is my Alexa in this laundromat is programmed. I have programmed announcements all throughout the day. So during the daytime, it's usually a welcome to Hoosier Family Laundry. You know, we hope you enjoy your time with us. Check us out on Facebook. It's a shameless plug. It plays every hour on the hour. We're customers that are in here. It's just an announcement that lets them know they can find us on Facebook, and thanking them for being here. Now, from 10 p.m. until about 6 a.m., I have a programmed announcement that plays every 30 minutes that is a loitering announcement. I'm going to see if I can get it to play it. Alexa, loitering.
These facilities are reserved for our laundry customers only. We do not allow loitering. If you are not doing laundry, we kindly ask that you exit. Thank you.
That's the one. So that particular announcement plays every 30 minutes, and it's programmed to play every 30 minutes. Not the COVID, don't worry about it. It's programmed to play every 30 minutes. That particular announcement is programmed to play every 30 minutes between the hours of 10 p.m. and I think 6 or 7 a.m. Now what that does is, again, it's a triple down. It reinforces the idea or the possibility that somebody is watching. So if somebody comes in here, they don't pay any attention to the signs, don't pay any attention to the lights, that message comes over the announcement system and plays. They're going to hear it, and it's a triple down on the reinforcement that somebody is watching you. If they're doing something they're not supposed to be doing, they're going to be anxious anyway. They're going to have a certain level of anxiety, and so when you couple all of these things that I have in place together, it makes them feel like they are being watched and they're going to be caught. So a lot of the things that I did, there's a reason for it. And this is why I absolutely 100% am so happy with the Ring camera systems, with the Alexa, with all of the things that I've done here. I can't say enough for the Alexa and the Ring system, and how it's helped me to control my laundromat from home. So those are just a few of the things that I did here, and I hope it makes sense as far as how it affects the customers that walk in, how it affects the people that are not customers, people that are just here to hang out or charge a cell phone, people that are here to do things that they shouldn't be doing. The biggest difference is your customers want to feel like they're being watched. They want to feel like they're safe. The people who are here not as customers don't want to be watched. They don't like being watched. They don't like being interrupted. So there's a completely opposite effect. They're completely opposite desires that accomplish the same effect. And so that's why I have everything set up the way I do here. And it's worked phenomenally. I can't tell you. I mean, I know you following Keenan, his YouTube channel. He put some Alexas in his after watching my video. I know several people around the country have installed Alexas in their laundromats, and I'll tell you, coupled with the Ring system, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. The psychology, it really targets the psychology of a customer and the psychology of a non-customer, and it allows you to control how people feel and think in your laundromat, and it in turn controls who stays in your laundromat. So that's all I got for you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to let me know. Leave a comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button, because that will let you know every time I post a new video. The bars are at 50% capacity. The mayor's allowing us to be at 50% capacity. So hopefully soon they'll be able to open at full capacity and for more than 3 hours a night. That is when I will get back to hot dogging. Our good old mayor here in Indianapolis still has them shutting down at midnight every night, which it costs me money to get to lease the hot dog cart. So I wouldn't make any money by the time I pay to lease the hot dog cart and pay for the stuff. I wouldn't make any money. It's just not my target crowd. My busiest time is 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. So I wouldn't make any money being open until midnight. As soon as I can, as soon as the mayor lets the bars open up to 3 a.m. again, I'm going to be out there hot dogging. Somebody suggested Twitch. I do live streaming on Twitch. I'm really considering that. I do like that idea. So we'll see where that goes, and then maybe just posting the highlight videos on my YouTube. I don't have a Twitch account, so I'm gonna have to look into it, and we'll see where that goes. But I appreciate you guys sticking with me. I hope you guys learned something from this video and how customers think and feel, and how what you do can affect how your customers think and feel. And if you have any questions, leave a comment below. Talk to you on the next one.